Hey guys, do you remember last time I said that I did a thing and it turned out it was the iKonix KS-0303 cylinder arm machine? Well, I did a thing again. So we're going to go through setting up the table, setting up the motor, and we're going to show you at the end what this machine is. I hope you're ready. Okay, so this is the table that it comes with, and it's pretty much like the other table that I got, except for this cutout, for the cylinder arm. And it's basically the same as any other table. Ricoma has a really good video about how to put these together, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time making a video on this. If anything strange pops up, I'll let you know, but it's pretty straightforward, and if you're handy with the wrench, you can figure it out. And I'll put a link to Ricoma's video about how to put this table together, but I'm real impressed with it. So let me get this put together and we'll proceed from there. Most of this is already put together for you, so it doesn't take much. You take your two leg pieces, screw on the feet, put this piece across the back, and then we have to put on this piece. And this is the piece that holds on your pedal. And it's going to adjust from what I remember from the last time I put one of these legs together. They want this edge to be 3 inches or 4 inches from the end. And what you'll do is put this together based on your body size and where you feel comfortable, and set it up, sit at it, try it out, see if it works for you, and if you need to, just adjust it. But I would do all of that before you put the machine on, so it's a lot easier to deal with. So luckily I've got some other legs to compare this to, but what I did was I made from the bottom of the legs up to the very edge of this 29¼ inches, and that seems to be where I like my other ones. And so we adjust these screws, raise it up, put these little clips on each side on the inside, and tighten those down. And there seems to be another one that goes in right here, so we'll pop that in real fast. And we'll put these on the inside here. It helps to have a impact gun. I really would not want to put this together with a hand screwdriver. I mean, you can. It's not going to kill you, but it just wouldn't be that fun. Not to mention it would take you forever. Okay, so that's all of them. I've got my foot pedal. Got my foot pedal where I like it. I like mine a little over to this side because I like to sit more in front of the needle. But this machine does not have a a knee lift. It only has a foot lift on the machine, so all I have to do is put this together and put the rod on. I've got to put the little drawer in, but I'm going to get this, go ahead and set this to where I want it here, and I'm going to, now they don't have these marked, but of course it is pre-drilled for the motor and for the kickstand, and looks like something here for the light maybe, and two other little holes over here that I don't know what those are for. We'll see. So I'm going to go over to my other legs. I think I'm going to go by the one for the VVOR, because I've got that set where I like it, and I'll go ahead and measure from the end to here and the edge to here, and I'll go ahead and get these legs put on, and then I'll put the drawer in, and we'll go from there. Okay, so comparing these legs with the other legs that I've got from my other machines, I've put this edge 3 3/4 from the front edge. So this right here is 3 3/4 from the front edge right here, and then this side from that edge of the table to the inside of this, I made that 10 1/2. And the drawer, you can just put that wherever you want. But make sure that this side of the leg is not covering up the hole for the belt. And that should be it. Let me flip this over. We'll take a look at it. Yeah, so I did it right. So, this is what we got so far. This is the pedal, and of course it'll have the rod that goes up to the motor, and this is the front, and we've got the hole here for the this hole right here for the thread stand, and these two holes right here are, I imagine, are for screwdrivers. That's pretty cool. This is the first machine that I've seen that actually has a hole here for the screwdrivers. And then another thing that I've noticed, now this is cool. This is the first time I've ever seen this. Let me see if I can get this flipped over for you. Do you see this right here? Do you see how they've scarfed that out? That's so that you can get in and have an easier access to your bobbin. That's ingenious. So when these boxes came, I was kind of worried because the outside of that box was beat up. But true to iKonix, they had everything packed inside styrofoam, formed styrofoam, inside of a very tight fitting box. And then they put it inside another box and then fill that up with packing peanuts. So even though the outside of the box was beat up, the inside box was flawless. And as soon as I saw that, I knew that my machine was safe. And the same thing goes with the table. They had a box inside of a box for the table. So even though the outside of the box was beat up, I don't have any bad edges on any of these. The Formica on the top is really in good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this table back over, and we're going to install the motor. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. I just turned the noise cancellation off. I got my fans running, and it's right above my head because it's like 100 degrees in my shop. So you're gonna have to excuse me until I can get into the sewing room. But so this is the servo motor kit, and this is a 550 watt. I wish it would have been a 750, but that's something I can upgrade later. So the motor kit comes with this. The table kit comes with this, and I like this better because it's got these swivel ends, and it's just a little nicer. So I'm going to use this one that came with the motor kit. So here we have the control module that will mount, and there's the instructions with the programmable options on there. But that's what you get right here, and this is the same as what I have for the KS-0303, the cylinder arm machine. It's the same box, and I like these better because this is separate from the rest of the motor kit. I've got one that the motor, let me pull this out and show you. And if you're going to upgrade and you have your options as to what motors that you can get, don't get the one where the control module is already made into it like that, because it'll be sitting right in here like this, and you can't move it. So anytime that you want to change something, you have to stop and crawl under your machine to change the options. With this one being separate, this is actually going to go like up here so that you can get to it from the front. And this does have another outlet to plug in a lamp. This little 2-pin prong is for a lamp that a small wire lamp that would go like under your needle area. This one, I believe, is for the needle position sensor. So we're going to get all this hooked up, and see, coming from the motor, that goes there, and that's the only place it can go. And then this goes here, it's the only place it can go. And then this one coming from the switch actually goes here, and there's a little picture of like a pedal. That's where this one plugs in. And then this is for your needle position sensor. And I believe I'm going to have to look and see, but I think that I have another needle position sensor that I can hook up to this here in a little while. So what we're going to do is we want to go ahead and remove the belt guard, and it's pretty easy. You just turn it you know, on these screws. And there's our pulley. Now you can get, even on this machine, you can get a little tiny pulley. It's only about like an inch or two wide. And that's part of the gear reduction or the speed reduction kit. But what we're going to do, see, they've already got these 3 holes already made for us. So what we do is we take this little baggie and we're going to take out these 3 carriage bolts, and we're just going to push those up from the bottom. Just tilt this back a little bit, find the hole, push it in, hope that it stays. There, that part's done. Now that's where those bolts go on, and if you see, they're slotted because when you put them on, it allows you to move this back and forth so that you can align the belt through this cutout and up to your motor. So we're not going to fasten this down. We're going to get it ready to fasten down, but we're not going to go all the way with it until we can get the machine on there and get the belt aligned. These little rubber things are the isolators so that your motor doesn't make a bunch of noise on your table. And then it gets, let me see, no, these go on first, or this goes on first. And then each one gets a washer, a washer, and then you just got 3 nuts. Okay, so that's on, but it's loose so that I can adjust it for the belt once I get that on. And then this bolt on the front is where you adjust this motor down to adjust the belt tension. Okay, so I want this evenly spaced between the edge and the foot, but I don't want it like right on the edge like that, because this front side of this is angled, and if I get it too close I might pop out of this side, and I really don't want it that close to the edge in case the wood splits. So I'm going to put it right about right there. That's about what, 3/4 or an inch back, and I'm just going to put 1 screw in here. And we'll put 1 screw in the back. And we want to make sure that we got this squared up with the edge here. This isn't the time to get sloppy. Sloppy. All right, that's all we need. That's in there pretty good. Okay, at this point, we can start routing our wires. So this is the wire that comes from the switch. And the switch is this part here that goes to your pedal. And this one goes in that port right there. And put it in there, make sure it clicks. And then put your gray cover back on there. And then this big one, see the end of that? So if you look at these 2 pins right here have flat sides and a rounded side. So if you look at this one, the flat sides are on this side and the round is over here, so it can only go in one way. So we're going to go in right like that. And then this one, that's a RS-232 connector, and it goes in, it can only go in one way because of the way it's shaped. So we're going to put it in right there, and then this one got these little thumb screws to screw it in. Now what I'm going to do, so we got all these wires, and they only sent us 3 of these little guys. All right, so what I like to do is I'll separate these little ones away, and I want to secure this bigger wire, and I'm going to stay away from these 2 holes because that's where the screwdrivers come, and I want to stay away from this hole because that's where the thread spool holder goes. So let me grab my hammer. All right, so I don't want to pull this down. I'm going to give it a little bit of slack, and I'm going to come right about right there, and I'm just going to tap that down and make sure that you're not binding up the wire or anything when you do this. I'm going to come right here to the corner, and then I'm going to come to right here, and I'm going to put the nail to the inside of this. Okay, so now that I've got that one down, I can take some zip ties and attach these other 2 little ones to this big one I just laid down. Okay, so I can't find my bag of little zip ties, so I'm going to have to use these big giant ones, and that's okay. So I can go under this, bring it on there. The main thing that you're trying to accomplish here is keeping these wires secure, but you also want to make sure that they're staying out of the way from the belt, and they're not going to get grabbed by the belt. I'm going to put another one right here. I just cleaned up my shop and I can't find anything again. I couldn't find anything, which was the reason why I cleaned up my shop. And now that I've cleaned up my shop, I really can't find anything. But I had a little bag of about 200 of the little small black zip ties, and I can't find them. These are 18 inches. Man, what a waste. So I'm going to put this one right there. And when you put these zip ties on here, make sure that you're not pinching a cable. Those cables are sometimes pretty sensitive, and get one pinched up, sometimes it doesn't work anymore. Okay, so that takes care of cable management. Okay, so here's something else that I wanted to show you. Do you see this spring right here? It's in the middle position of these spots. If you want a pedal that's more sensitive, move this over to this one or to this one. If you want one that's less sensitive, move it to this one or this one. But I like to just keep mine in the middle. It's no big deal. So we have another goodie box here. Let's see what all is in this. This should be the oil pan and thread stand, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, there's a bunch of stuff in here. So we get a little bag, a couple extra bobbins. These are our M size bobbins, and look, they even gave us some needles. So DP 17 needle, and so we'll set that aside. This is the guard, the belt guard for the top side, and they gave us another belt. So they did this last time with the cylinder arm machine. The table came with one machine, but the machine came with a different belt. So I'm going to see which one fits. And as you can see, this thing is warped like you would not believe. So what I'll probably do is just carry this belt down to the Napa, and they can cross-reference that and give me a good black belt that fits. There's some parts for the bobbin holder. Here's what I was looking for. Okay, so this is the box. It's got the hinges, it's got the little rubber pieces for the corners of the oil pan. Got it. Oh, look at that. Huh. I didn't think this has a knee lift, but it does. Let me look on the bottom of the oil pan. Well, my. Good. I'm very happy about that. I didn't think it had a knee lift, and I thought I was just going to have to use the manual one on the top, which was going to suck because I don't like where it's at. It's hard to get to. So I'm looking forward to getting that adjusted too. But I won't bore you with that. This is the spool holder. It goes right there. We'll set that there, and look at there. Would you believe they included some oil? Huh. Well, that's good, because I was thinking I didn't order any oil, but I remembered that I got a whole gallon of oil down there because I was going to change the oil in two of my machines, but I hadn't done it yet. So they sent some oil. How about that? And of course you get your long screwdriver. I like this one, and I like that this one is kind of narrow on the end, because when you're trying to change your needle plate, it's nice to have the long one because it goes up past all your stuff and gets the handle out of the way. But usually those longer screwdrivers have a much wider blade on the end, but this one looks like it's going to be nice. So I got a lot of work to do. Okay, so this is the inside. It's a little bit different than what we're used to with the Jukies. The oil level is high to low here instead of right here like we're used to. Still uses the same umbrella rod for the lifting, and I imagine if anything happens to this, it would probably still be a Juki part. The oil pump is actually cast metal. It's not plastic like we're used to in the other machines. And it does have the screen, and I imagine it probably, if you take off these two screws, I imagine it probably still has the same impeller in there that you can change out if you need to. And it does have the same oil wicks. All cast iron, stainless. It has a M size bobbin. So this is my fifth machine, and this is my first time having an M size bobbin, so I've got to order some of those. It came with two, and I want to show you, this is the stitching sample that they sent that was still under the needle, and I'm going to see if you can get a good look at that. This is a test I did without thread in it, and that was on a stitch length of 5. This will go up to a 9, so I'm pretty happy about this. And this is some pretty hard leather, and it's 3 layers of it, and it punches through this like it's nothing. And this is the stitch that they did when they tested it. And I'm going to turn this a little bit to the side, see if you can see that. That's a good looking stitch. And they did one with some white thread right there too. It came stock from the factory with a 22 needle in it, and it does use the DP17 needle. And so, are you ready to see what this machine is? Let me do the big reveal. This is the iKonix KS-0303 walking foot sewing machine. And it's going to be a nice machine to get used to. I'm really looking forward to it. iKonix is the same brand as my KS-0303A cylinder arm. Okay, I wanted to show you this. The foot height on this machine, I think it was either 15 or 16 millimeters. That's pretty high. I mean, I can fit my finger in there, and I don't have little fingers. They're like cucumbers. But I can easily fit this in here. And I don't have it threaded up yet, but I'm going to change my stitch length to I'll change it to 8. No, let's go to 7. Stitch length of 7. Little reverse action. Wow, look at that. All right, so I'm going to thread it up, see what kind of damage we can make. Okay, so this is my first time using it, threaded up. Threading this thing up is pretty cumbersome. I'll tell you that. It does have a bobbin winder on top, which is pretty cool. So I'm going to go in between these holes here and this thread. I do have black Tech 70 on top and beige Tech 70 on the bottom. And I have not tensioned this. at all. I haven't even run a test yet, so this is my very first test. So we'll see how it does, and we'll look at the tension, see what I got to do. Okay, so that busted the thread pretty fast. So obviously it's got some work to go on the tension, but made pretty good. So I'm going to play around with the tension and play around with my new machine, and we'll get this thing wrapped up. Well, okay, so that's my new machine. This is the iKonix KS-0303 walking foot machine. I've got to figure out my tension, get that set correctly, but it's late. It is almost 11 o'clock in the evening, and I have installed a needle position sensor on here, and that's working. But anyway, so watch for some videos coming up here in the next week or so, where I'm going to be using this machine on some various materials, and I just got to get used to it first. But I will tell you this, if you're planning on getting one of these, plan for the entire weekend. This thing was tough to put together. It was something. It wasn't like any other machine that I've ever had to put together, but that's okay. So you know that my Vevor M2 is named Veronica. My Singer 4423 is named Samantha. My iKonix KS-0303 cylinder arm machine is named Cynthia. And my JD Bow is named Steve. And so I've got a name for this. Her name is Wanda. So welcome, Wanda, to my sewing room, and I'm looking forward to spending some quality time with Wanda, and get it figured out. But you know, like I said, give me some time to get used to it, and we'll see what we can get going on. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video didn't bore you too much, but y'all have a great week.